Why has the most anticipated game of the entire decade, and I am, of course, referring to Grand Theft Auto 6, suddenly completely vanished from the leak radar? It's total radio silence. A complete radio silence from Rockstar Games. And actually, the reason behind this omerta is 1,000 times more fascinating than any blurry stolen image on a forum. That much is clear. We're facing a strategy worthy of secret services, one that's currently in motion. And someone internally fell for it. Exactly. Welcome everyone to this new analysis. Our mission today, for those of you listening, is absolutely not to spread baseless rumors. No, the goal is to understand the mechanics. The mechanics of this current silence. Because there's a very precise technique, a kind of ultra-sophisticated information hunt being used right now by the studio. Actually, let's play a quick observation game. A little quiz for the community. Try to mentally guess which American government institution was used by industry insiders to describe Rockstar's current security level. Keep your idea in mind. The answer might surprise you or confirm your suspicions. But before we dive in, we must remember the golden rule. Oh yes, that's absolutely crucial. We analyze, we do not attack. Under no circumstances should developers or informants be harassed. This behavior literally destroys our entire community. It's incredibly obvious, but it needs to be emphasized. But to understand this digital fortress, we must first listen to those who usually speak the loudest online. I totally agree, and that's where we address our first point, the deafening silence of the insiders. And when I say insiders, I mean the real ones, you know? Not some random Twitter account that was just created last week. We're talking about historical figures like Kiwi Talks and Ghost of Hope, people who have a track record. For those listening who might not know the ropes, what exactly is a credible insider in our field? It's someone with direct connections, individuals linked to Rockstar or Take-Two's inner information circle. They have access to subcontractor databases or internal reports, and the very fact that these people are publicly announcing they can no longer speak, that in itself is the crucial piece of information. That's the real signal, absolutely. This is a paradigm shift. Let's consider the exact words from Kiwi Talk, for instance. He stated that Rockstar is locked down just like Area 51, and acquiring intelligence is nearly impossible. And there you have the answer to our little quiz from earlier, which is Area 51. Frankly, when I read something like that, I experience a highly visceral reaction. I'm absolutely fascinated. That's a very strong term, but absolutely. What does that logically imply about their internal security protocol? We're talking about networks that are physically disconnected from the internet. It's very probable. Closed networks, computers without active USB ports, biometric access for certain branches of the source code. It's enough to make your head spin. And then there's the statement from Ghost of Hope. He literally said it, and I quote, "Even if I knew things, I'd probably keep them to myself." That sentence is truly terrifying when you really think about it. But why? Ask yourselves that question, all of you in the community. Why would someone whose reputation, whose social status online relies on sharing secrets, voluntarily choose omerta? Because the equation has changed. The risk has completely pulverized the benefit. It's not just that they don't have information at hand. No, it's that they're terrified at the idea of sharing what they could potentially receive tomorrow morning. Exactly. And here's the formidable weapon that causes this absolute terror in the community. This is where we really delve into the truly technical aspects, the infamous trap. And now, we transition from a simple mystery to a genuine corporate espionage thriller. Kiwi Talks has confirmed something absolutely wild, that Rockstar is deliberately spreading 100% misinformation. And internally, that's truly the worst part. They're lying to their very own employees just to catch the leakers. It's an unbelievable, intricate scheme. In cybersecurity, it's called the canary trap, or secret watermarking. I'm sure that many of you in the audience have already heard about this, but how does it concretely apply when developing such a massive open world? Well, large studios give very slightly modified versions of the same information to different employees. Like an invisible detail to the eye? Right. Imagine a design document. Developer A receives a document where a car is depicted as burgundy red. Developer B receives the identical document, but the car is Karma red. And if the image leaks onto Reddit, someone examines the color's hexadecimal code, and boom, they know it's developer B. Exactly. It goes even further. It could be a date changed by only one day on a schedule. It could be the spelling of a street name within the game. So try to put yourself in the shoes of a developer, you who are listening to us. Just close your eyes for a couple of seconds, you receive an internal document with a minor spelling error. A double space between two words, for example. There. Would you dare to take a screenshot and share it, knowing that this small spelling error might be your own digital barcode? No sensible person would do it. The risk is monumental. Sources use the English expression, completely cooked, meaning completely done, finished. This isn't just a dismissal with a box in hand. We're talking about the end of a career in the entire video game industry. It's guaranteed personal bankruptcy. Lawsuits are overwhelming, with confidentiality clauses amounting to tens of millions of dollars. And the worst part of this active disinformation system is the effect it has on us, the public. How can we possibly trust even the slightest rumor we read online today? That's the ultimate rhetorical question, the very essence of this episode. If a leak gets out, there's a high probability it's a decoy deliberately designed by Take-Two to trap a tester. So, Rockstar has erected an impenetrable wall. Trust is broken. But, and this is where it gets exciting, if we look at the studio's history, this paranoid lockdown tells us precisely what secret development stage it's currently in. Absolutely. And to understand this, we need to revisit the company's major trauma. September 2022, I think everyone remembers. The detrimental leaks of 2022, or detrimental leaks as they call them internally, that was the tipping point. It's clear. We really need to discuss the psychological and structural impact of this event on the teams. It was a very early development version, riddled with debug code, images the general public was never meant to see. The shock for the creators was brutal. Seeing their unfinished work, dissected, sometimes mocked, left deep scars.
And that's exactly what forced the creation of this military security level we've been discussing since the beginning. And I'll reassure everyone, this confinement, this famous lockdown, is actually excellent news for you, the gaming community.
It's completely counterintuitive, yet it's true. One source has even validated it. This silence is an extremely positive signal.
Let's explain the mechanics of development so that everyone understands clearly. Why do big leaks always happen in the middle of production?
Because in the midst of development, the game is an open-ended, sprawling project. You have thousands of people involved, programmers, artists, and also a huge number of external subcontractors.
Quality assurance testers located around the world.
Exactly. There are gigantic file movements, assets constantly transferring between departments. The attack surface for a hacker or a leaker is absolutely massive.
But on the other hand, the closer we get to the launch of that well-known release, the more the overall structure changes.
The circle of people with access to sensitive data for final game builds is drastically shrinking.
This is the key. A smaller circle with fewer external testers and only the core engineers is infinitely easier to lock down.
This is called the polishing phase or the path to the gold master.
So this deafening silence, the fact that there are no more major leaks, indicates only one thing, logically.
The game is in its final assembly stages.
The spigot of leaks has been turned off. Disinformation is running rampant across internal servers. But all of this leads to one undeniable conclusion that many haven't yet grasped while scrolling through social media.
The game is almost ready to be packaged. The post-2022 maximum security has been effective.
It's mind-blowing when you put all the puzzle pieces together. Let's do a quick summary for everyone who's been following the entire analysis.
The silence of long-standing insiders like Ghost of Hope and Kiwi Talk is not a lack of interest.
This is about professional survival facing the lockdown like Rockstar's Area 51.
A security system relying on the brilliant and ruthless deployment of disinformation traps, the famous canaries.
And this lockdown proves beyond a doubt that the title is in its final phase, isolated from the rest of the world. But I have a provocative thought that's been on my mind since we prepared this analysis.
I'm listening. This really intrigues me. If the studio is truly capable of mastering its internal narrative in such an absolute way today, if the leadership can lie so surgically to their very own employees just to control the flow of information.
Oh, I clearly see where you're going with this.
How aggressive and controlled will the upcoming official marketing campaign truly be? Will we even be able to tell the difference between the game's reality and the marketing spectacle they're going to serve us? If they're manipulating leakers, how will they manipulate us, the players?
They've refined their psychological warfare weapons internally, and they'll soon turn them on the public. That promises to be historic.
Honestly, that really gives us something to think about. And you, the community, what do you think? How can the sign of an imminent release, as we've just shown?
Or do you believe that this is simply corporate paranoia pushed to its absolute extreme? Tell us in the comments right below. We're going to read them all, and we love to debate with you.
Your theories are often fascinating.
If you found this deep dive into the shadows interesting, please like and subscribe to support our analytical work. A big thank you for staying with us until the very end. Don't forget to subscribe, keep your eyes peeled, and we'll see you very soon for a new decoding.